Is actor Idris Elba too street to play James Bond? Well, that's a question that's been brought up by a man named Anthony Horowitz, who is actually a writer from some of the different Bond books. Now, he's been widely criticized for saying that Elba is not suave enough. He's too rough, too street to play James Bond. Now, people have accused this author of racism for saying that Idris Elba is not suave enough to play Bond. Now, Horowitz insisted that no, this isn't about a color issue. No, he told the Daily Mail, quote, "For me, Idris Elba's a bit too rough to play the part. It's not a color issue. I think he's probably a bit too street for Bond. Is it a question of being suave? Yeah." He also adds that Idris Elba is a terrific actor, but I can think of other black actors who would do it better. Okay, well, to that I would ask, who do you have in mind? I'm kind of curious to see. Now, I'm not exactly familiar with Elba's work, but I hear he's actually a pretty good actor. In fact, he's good enough to win a Golden Globe, and is well known for playing the role of a drug boss on The Wire. Now, I'm going to get back to that point, because I think that's kind of important. Elba has played a large range of characters, including Nelson Mandela. That's pretty good. Detective in the BBC series Luther, and Achilles in an off-Broadway production of William Shakespeare's Troilus and Cressida. Troilus? I love that. Now, some people were saying to Anthony Horowitz, well, what you're saying is code racism, and it's actually very cowardly code racism. Quote, saying Idris Elba is too street is not just offensive, but cowardly, racist. Be open so we can boycott your work / banish you from society. And that was from Miriam Khan. Now, someone else points out that, no, actually, Idris Elba actually looks pretty suave in a suit. So there you go. Now, some of the points that I'm kind of wondering about is, do I think this is racist? To be honest, I don't even know. I'm not exactly sure. I think the jury's out on that. I think we do jump to that a little too quickly sometimes when we don't look into the nuance and the context of things. But for a statement, it doesn't really sound that great. I'd like to see him describe a white actor as too street. And what does that even mean? Now, another point is that Idris Elba, he's an actor, right? Well, I think you need to give an actor a shot. Because what they do is that they're good at playing different roles. That's the whole point of being an actor, is playing something that's not yourself. How can you say that he's too rough, too street, when you actually haven't seen him perform the role? At least give the guy an audition. And he's actually a fan favorite to play Bond. It's about playing a role. And look, Elba's role in The Wire is that of a drug boss. Well, if you're playing a drug boss, you obviously have to be a little street. You obviously have to be a little rough. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have the capabilities of an actor to be able to play different roles, to be able to play suave. So that's what kind of leads me a little bit into, it doesn't fit the definition of what we consider James Bond. James Bond has been historically white and British. Now, Elba is British, but he's not white. So if you're looking to emulate classic Bond, you're going to go with the white guy. When in actuality, anybody who has the capabilities of a good actor can play this part. Now, I don't know. As I said, I don't know if there's really enough information to say Horowitz is a complete racist. I'm not going to go out and say that. But I am going to say that I can understand why these comments are being scrutinized as. Now, I want to see what kind of, people, what other actors that are African American he thinks should be able to play the role. Remember, he's not a fan of Daniel Craig either. He wasn't a fan of Skyfall. So, I mean, I don't know. I think this is too gray. I think there's not enough to say that he's a complete racist, in my opinion. But I do say that it does sound bad, and it does sound, when you use the phrase too street, that really does make it sound really bad. So I don't know. I'm gonna hold off before I start calling this guy racist.